they're a really good team. They're the best team in the NFC. They're the team that I believe if they don't get to the Super Bowl, it would register in this town as one of the most colossal disappointments ever. They have set that kind of an expectation. And I know people don't want to hear it, but you have to embrace that. They're good. In this city, we know when teams are good. We know when teams are bad. For instance, you can't con the Philadelphia fan base about what the 76ers are, right? You can't say, well, they're going to – you can't do that because fans know better. But when fans know a team is really good, the expectations go to the highest level. So here is my philosophical question about the Eagles. When the Eagles are good, you feel better about it, but you talk less about it. When the Eagles have a snag or when they lose or when there's something wrong, we talk more about the Eagles than we do when they're good. Now, I think that might be indigenous to every city. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe people talk about their teams when they're really good at a higher level. But in Philadelphia, when they're good, we just go, they're good. And so when little things, they've been good for a while now. What did we talk most about last week? We talked about the controversy of what Brandon Graham said. We're not talking really about, like yesterday we talked about, we went all overboard on how good they are, blah, 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 blah. The call volume seems to be lower when they're good. In other words, we're satisfied. We feel a goodness about us, but we kind of really don't have angles to talk about when they're good. So I want to ask people, why is that? Now, there happens to be a little bit of a controversy that sparked today. That controversy will be talked about more than if the Eagles are really good. And the controversy today, it was reported that Brandon Graham and Big Dom went to see Jaylen Herz at the bye and urged him to engage and connect more with his teammates. Brandon Graham comes out with a tweet that says, lies, LOL. Right? So there's the controversy that triggers more of a conversation than the Eagles being good. Like Jaylen Herz has completed 78% of his passes out there on Sunday. It was his fifth game over 75% this year. Hertz is now 46-19 in 65 career starts. The only quarterbacks to win more of their first 65 starts are just like a handful of guys. Like, you can go all the way down and come up with all these kind of statistics on how good they are. During a 10-game winning streak, the quarterback has a 121.7 passer rating. But we are less inclined to talk about the Eagles when they're good than when they're bad. When you show up at a grocery store, a golf place, whatever, where people recognize you, if things are going bad, they want to talk about everything. What's going on with the Eagles? What do you think about the Eagles? Hey, do you have these really long conversations with people when they're really good? Bill Colarulo's with us. Ray Dunn is with us. Bill, you hear what I'm saying here?
I hear you loud and clear because you're spot on. It's when the team is so good and there's nothing to analyze and there's nothing to critique, people don't engage in long conversation about the team as much as they do when there's things to critique. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in the human psyche, but I don't think this just applies to sports. I think it's everything. Like if you see a nice couple that is happily married, you don't talk about them. What you're talking about is, oh, man, did you see the salacious story that came out about this celebrity couple? I mean, we tend to, as humans, focus more on negative, controversial things that we can analyze, critique, and discuss. And when the team is doing what this Eagles team is doing, you're right, there's less conversation. Although there should be a ton of conversation. They're 12-2, Super Bowl favorites.
But what is there to see? This. My point is, people are smart here. And by the way, I think in other cities it's different. That Philadelphia has what you just described, and it's indigenous to Philadelphia more than anything. So, like, we are more engaged in this city when we're miserable. We really don't know what to do when a team is good because we've had more years of misery than good. So we're used to the conversation when we're miserable, and we flow with it because we know that terrain. We get right into that, and we flow into it. The terrain of being really good is in a lot of ways strange to us, and therefore we don't know really how to process that and really talk about it.
I think it also could be, especially when we talk about the Eagles, as good as they have been over the last 25 years. I mean, we could really go back 25 years of this being a very good football team. They've only accomplished the ultimate goal once. So I think even though they're good, people may be reluctant. We talked about this the other day when people were calling up saying, I'm planning the parade. And I was the one saying, no, don't talk about the parade yet. We're so nervous.
You.
Yes.
It even snagged you.
It did. It even snagged me because you don't want to jinx it. You don't want to get your hopes up to be let down. It is. It's an interesting dynamic. And I'm glad that we're talking about this today because I do want to hear from our fan base as far as, like, why? Why do you prefer to talk about the negative than the positive?
I think it happens here more than anywhere, and I've been to a lot of places. We are happier in a negative situation.
I don't know if we're happy.
Well, I know, but we're happier. We're more engaged in a negative situation. That doesn't mean we like being negative. We just like the conversation of being that way because we are used to it. We have more of this than any other. Like, people are happier in other cities for whatever reason it is. The fan bases are happier.
Well, it's more of a, good luck, guys, good effort. We're still here for your team.
Exactly.
That's not us.
Right. It's not us. So that tells me that sports means more to us here than in other places. So when I talk about Philosophy Day, these are all tied in. I want you to dig into the recesses of your soul to try to explain this phenomenon. A, what about this area that does make us miserable? B, what about the sports that makes us want to talk more about the negative than the positive?
Well, we're saying this is a philosophy day, but in a lot of ways, I think when things are negative, we serve as a therapist. It's like a therapy session.
Right.
People can call, they can vent their frustrations, they can vent all the things that they think are wrong with the teams. When things are good, they don't feel the urge. There's no therapy needed. They're just happy and celebrate.
You're right. And this is the thing. We can't be conned either. We can't have somebody say we're a good team when we don't believe we're a good team. Like, we know this is a good team. Like, we know that the Phillies were a good team. Now, it didn't work out for the Phillies, but all summer long we go, that's a good team. Right?
Well, up until about the All-Star break.
Right. You can't really con Philadelphia fans. We know when a team is good and when a team is weak. So when people try to sell us a bill of goods on how good their team is, we're not buying it until we see it. And once we see it, like this Eagle team, there's nobody out there right now that can look at this team and go, well, let's see. I mean, they're in this area. We've been completely disarmed from that whole criticism piece. Normally, we can find a flaw in anything.
Which we did last week. We were looking for the passing offense.
Exactly. We can't find a flaw in this team. So when we can't find a flaw, we kind of exist peacefully, but we really aren't engaged in talking about it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what? And you're kind of spot on just for my own example. I went to the barbershop yesterday.
Uh-huh.
A few weeks ago when I was there, especially maybe going back 2 appointments ago, when there was a lot of drama, 2-2, decisions Sirianni was making.
Yeah.
That's all they wanted to talk about. Not only my barber, everybody in the barbershop wants to talk to me about it. Yesterday, not so much. Eagles are good, huh? Yeah, they are. Yeah. All right, next topic. That's it. That's it.
We're like stunned bees. We're like bees that have been steamed.
Steamed bees.
Bees are steamed. They're not angry. They're just happy. They're floating around. That's what we are. All right. Today is General Knowledge Wednesday, of course. It is Ray versus the audience, and we've got a prize, and I'm going to tie this in for more sports philosophy later when it comes to the Flyers and the Sixers. But today, the General Knowledge Prize is a Flyers Santa sack. Well, this is pretty good. Even for the people that aren't really engaged in hockey, it's a really good thing to do, go to a Flyers game. And I think you'll be turned on. For you hockey fans, how about this? Flyers Santa Sack includes a pair of Flyer tickets, an autographed item, food and beverage voucher, Philadelphia Wings, lacrosse tickets. We throw it all in there. It's everything you need for the game in one gift, and it's only at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com. But the winners have to pick it up here. So if you beat Ray today, and I'm predicting that you will, because there are no sports topics today for Ray.
Oh, Ray's screwed. He's done.
He might be screwed.
He's done. This is a great gift, though. This may be our best prize we've had yet.
Fantastic gift. All you have to do is get a general knowledge question correctly. You'll qualify for it at the end of the show. Here's how you get in. 610-632-0975, 610-632-0975. By text or by phone. Sirianni press conference today. We'll hear from the coach of the year. General Knowledge Wednesday, Mike Missanelli Show, Philosophy Day, right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos, it's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.